So once the blade is closed, you'll be able to lift the orange handle and slide out like so. You've got a handle there so you can drag it around the site when it's heavy and full instead of carrying it. And empty, you'd go to your waste disposal point, which is normally behind you beside your toilet block. Take the cap off, go to the point, press the button at the back, tip all the waste out. Once you've tipped it out, if you put some water in, give it a quick rinse, tip out again, and then if you fill your chemical, so cap full, straight into here, and then it's ready to go back into the vehicle. You can use a tablet form as well. With the tablet form of chemical, you put a pint of water into the cassette and then drop the toilet tablet straight down the toilet, and that will activate into the liquid. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, you've got your rear view and reverse camera, your high level brake light, your bar there is for support if you want a bike rack, so you'll get another bar put here, and your bike rack will go up the top there. And then you do have your rear boot compartment. So your shelves are just magnetic, so you just pull them down. You can have them up or down depending on if you want to load larger items in here. You do have a diesel heater feed, so it is heated garage. And then to lock these locks, what you need to do is, there's a dot on the actual lock here, and there's a dot on the frame, so once you shut it, you turn the dot to the dot, put the small key, which opens all your habitation door and your lockers, do a quarter of a turn with that, and then just push it in, like so. And as you can see, once the lock has stayed into position, the garage door is locked. Coming down the passenger side of the vehicle, you've got your mains connectivity point. So get your hookup lead, which is normally 25 meters. Lift the flap like so. Slide this bit on top until it connects like so. And then when unhooking, there's a small blue lever that you push down and pull out. In this locker, which is known as your Technibox locker, you have your water fill up points. This is your fresh water filler. So I'd go and buy a hose pipe and put a hose pipe in there and fill it until it overflows, or until you're happy you've got enough water on board. You can see off the control panel how much water is in the tank at any one time. And then you've got this little travel drain here. So say you've got 100% of water on board, you're ready to travel and you want to make extra room for payload, you can drop the water off to leave 20 litres. So you'd lift up like so, go in, put the pump on, open the tap, and then the water will squirt directly underneath the chassis and drain it from a full tank to 20 litres, giving you the option to use the toilet or have a cup of tea when you're on the road and you're ready to stop. You can take this off and clean the tank once a season when it's empty. And then on here you do have your charger unit, your 12 volt fuses, which are just standard blade fuses. I would go and buy some spares just to carry with you. And this is your RCD and MCBs. To drain the tank fully on the water, there is a 15mm push fit underneath the vehicle. So just there, that white one, just behind the black pipe here, there is a white push fit. So it's a compression push fit, 15mm, and you just simply pull it off and that'll drain the rest of the water out the tank. Your heater for your water. So when this cover's on, you've got two options of heating your water on this vehicle, either gas or electric. If you're heating it on electric and you're on a site, obviously you're not wasting your gas, you don't need to remove the cover. If you're heating the water on gas, the cover must come off, and to do so you push on the top, put your thumb in the middle and peel it off. The best place to put this is in the passenger door pocket, and then apply it back on when you're ready to go out onto the open road. Here you have your capless diesel filler, so you just push the diesel filler into there and that'll fill with diesel. And below, because it's a new engine, it's got AdBlue, so it's about a 20 litre tank. It'll indicate on the dash when it needs it. Gives you a mileage countdown. As soon as it comes on, simply fill it up. If you let it go too low, the engine simply won't start. I'm training a passenger airbag off here with the main key, should you need to, should you have a car seat or anything in the front. And then open the bonnet. Because it's a Ford, you'd use the key, turn it to the left, then to the right to release the bonnet. And in here you do have, so first of all you've got your weight plate, so it's 3.5 tonne, you can tow extra 2 tonne behind it. And then you've got your various fluids, so you've got your screen wash, your brake fluid, your oil filler, your power steering fluid, the oil dipstick, and then should you ever need to jump start the vehicle, positive onto there and negative onto the engine hoist just at the corner there. And then you do have your coolant for the radiator system as well. So you've got 2 switches in your lounge here. The top one is Truma boiler and the bottom one is Truma boiler EL. So EL stands for electric if heating your water, top one is gas. So the gas, the cover must be off, the electric you can have the cover on, or you can use them both together to double reduce the heating time and double your sources should you be in desperate need of hot water. So when the button's in the middle, it's off. You've got 50 degrees at the top on gas or 70 degrees at the bottom. And on the electric side you've got 1 kilowatt at the top off and 2 kilowatts at the bottom, like so. When you do get a red little light here, it indicates that the cover is being left on. So you would then take the cover off and reset the switch. Behind here is where your boiler lives, so if I just remove your cushions there and lift this panel up, your boiler is behind. So if you just lift here, it's very important that in the winter you drain your boiler down, and you do so by this yellow tap, as it holds 10 litres of water at any one time, and it's your responsibility to drain the vehicle down as it isn't covered under warranty. So what you need to do is you need to lift it up like so, and the water will just drain directly underneath the chassis. You would then leave all the taps open, so this tap, you take the push fitting off the outside of the fresh water, you'd open the waste, you would then open all the taps within the vehicle and the shower, take the shower head off, and then it is ready to be winterized. I'd also advise that you remove your upholstery from the back walls of the van so they don't get cold and start getting damp. To operate your electric drop down table, make sure the control panel is on and make sure the light switches are on, as the light is where they get the 12 volt feed from. And then there's a switch just here, and this is electric table, so you just press and hold. Obviously you can adjust the table by moving it back and forth. So make sure it just clears your cushions there, slide it down like so. And then if you were making the bed, what you do is you would slide this out here, which is the support for the table when you've got the extension out, and then you'd use the backrest into the space here. To create your bed. You would also pull the base cushions forward slightly to fill the space. And then if you press and hold the buttons, you can then raise the table. I do apologise, you don't use the backrests, you do use the infill cushions that are in the wardrobe that sit on the table there, so you can fill this space. So to operate the drop down electric bed, there's a key just in the front above the passenger side, just in the luting area here. Make sure it's switched on, you'll be able to pull the bed down. Obviously if you were making the bed up underneath, you would stop this at any height and use the ladder, which is in the garage area, or you can bring it down all the way. Just stop it there for the table. And then you do have a light there which you would just touch the end and it will turn on. Remove your pillows when you're putting it back up, and make sure that your duvet doesn't get caught between that switch there and the bed, because that's where the lights turn on, as it's a contact switch. And you do have your TV bracket, so to work your TV bracket you would just press this, slide it out, so press your chrome catch to release. Obviously you can turn it round should you need to, but you shouldn't really need to on this model. And you do have sockets just on the other side of this cupboard, so you've got the sockets just up there, which is a 12 volt, or should I say two 12 volts, 240 and a aerial point. And then now in the kitchen area, you do have your 3 gas burners, which light like so. Should you've had these on for any length of time, allow them to cool before you put the glass lid down, as there is a risk of shattering the glass. In here you've got storage, but on this side you do have your various bits of equipment. So you've got your telly booster, so you can turn min and max should the signal be too weak or too strong, and you've got your aerial. So up there is a big nut which you can loosen off and push the pole up and use this to direct the aerial. But when traveling, you always want to make sure the stem of the aerial is pulled firmly into the vehicle and tightened. And then at the back you've got a dual charging solar panel, so it's charging both batteries, engine and leisure, and it's set to 50/50, so you can view the monitor there. Obviously a solid green light means that they are charged, and a flashing one means that they are gaining charge. Above for your skylight, you use your winder, wind it open and wind it shut. If you look in these two here, you'll see a red line as I'm winding it to indicate that it is closed, like so. And then you do have your fridge. So you turn your fridge on and off here. So this is a Thetford fridge. It says A there, and it's got the plug. A stands for automatic energy selection, and the plug is hookup. This will then know which best source to apply. So if I was to take the hookup out and the gas was to be open, it would switch over to gas and self-ignite. If I was then to start the engine, it would go to the 12-volt setting, which is off the engine alternator, designed to keep the fridge at the same temperature it was when departing. So the idea here is, if you're lucky enough to keep this at home, you would cool the fridge on hookup a day or two before, put your shopping in overnight, and then when you are ready to travel, if it's on automatic, you don't need to worry. Or you can manually change it by pressing like so. So it's gone to battery, it's failed because the engine isn't running, and it's gone to gas and it's ignited. So you've got your temperature here, on off there, and then once you're finished with the fridge for the season, if you just clean it out, and then if you leave the door ajar, so put something in the door to stop it from closing, as this will stop any smells and mold going in the fridge. So now in the toilet area, you've got your taps there, that's your water pump working, and then obviously your hot water is getting hot. You've got your toiletry cabinet. Main question we get asked is where the light switch is for the bathroom. It's just under here on a small rocker switch. That light illuminates your battery up there, the bathroom up there. And then you do have a Thetford toilet, so to flush, press the blue button and this will fill the bowl with flush. You always flush first, and then on the bottom bowl of the toilet you've got a grey lever, which is your blade. You'd flush to lubricate the blade, open, use the toilet, flush the toilet, and then close the blade. Once the blade is closed, you will then be able to get the cassette out, but should the cassette be full, you'll get an indicator on here to indicate that it's full. Got more toiletry space up here. Got your bathroom area, so you've got your nets, so should you have children up there, you can attach these underneath the mattress and to the ceiling to stop them rolling out on both sides. Got your infill cushion for your bed, you've got your carpets, and you've got your ladder. And then if you press here, you'll be able to pull your wardrobe rail out, so your hanging rail, you've got 2 of those, so you'd always lock it into place before you travel, and it'll stop it moving when you're on the road. And to the other side of us, we do have your shower cubicle. So to open this skylight, you would just turn and open the hatch. Got a hanging rail for towels there, which also doubles up. Great if you've been caught walking the dog in the rain, or been out in the rain, you put hangers on there and hang your wet clothes. And then just remember, when you are winterizing, to leave the taps open throughout the vehicle and remove the shower head. As you can see, it's got a loop in. Any water would freeze in there, whereas if you lay the hose down, it will then drain out the shower tray.